This video is for new real estate photographers who are looking for equipment to buy, not spend too much money, and you kind of want a Canon. There's a lot of people who are just very loyalist to certain brands. I'm not, so I'm going to make other videos for like a Nikon and a Sony. But this one is for people who are just want to do Canon, or just you're familiar with Canon and you don't want to try a Nikon or Sony or anything like that. That's okay too. I totally understand. So this video is, I recommend, of a camera that you should get and the lens to start off your real estate photography career. Now the first one is going to be the Canon EOS R50 mirrorless kit, APS-C. It's not a full frame, but I will get into that later, especially when it comes to the lens. Now this camera comes with a lens, an 18 to 45 millimeter, but I don't really recommend this lens because it's not wide enough for a camera that's not full frame. But this is a great, beginner, getting your feet wet into it and practicing type of camera. And the reason why I chose this one is that, it comes with a nice combo. You get a bag. You get a bag, a memory card, battery. And, I like the screen because the screen, you can like pull it back and it flips. So those are fun, especially if you want to take it, use it personally for like selfies and stuff. But this is a good budget-friendly one. I'll leave the link for this one in the description below. This way it's easier for you to just like click instead of search it. Just click it and then add it to your cart. You might find somewhere like on the right, there might be a used one. I am not against used. I say go for it. I mean, especially if you're just getting in, especially getting it through like an Amazon, because they have a good return policy. I don't really recommend getting a camera like on Facebook Marketplace used because there's no return policy and someone could sell you a lemon. So that's why I'd recommend, like, this would be a good one to start out with. And then let me move over to the lens here real quick. Now, since the Canon R50 is not a full frame camera, it has like a crop to it, so things are not as wide as it should be. So to compensate for that, I recommend this lens. This is the Canon RF-S, which is a 10 through 18 millimeter. This way you can crank it back all the way to 10. I recommend, at minimum, when you have a full frame camera, is to have a lens that goes to 16 millimeter. This way it's very wide angle and you capture the entire room, and especially in tight spaces. But this one is great to compensate that. It's $339. Again, I'll put the link for this in the description of my video. This way you just go to it and add it to your cart. Maybe there's a used one too. There's some used ones over here. Maybe you get a cheaper deal. But this is a really good one that I recommend to start, practice, and then start, this and a tripod, and then you're kind of good to go for the most part to earn money. That's how I did it. I didn't have a drone. I didn't have 360 right away when I started, but I worked my way to that. Another thing I'd recommend just getting real quick, this will help you. It'll help me. I mean, it's just under $9. It's these little levelers they put under your camera. I have mine right here, as you can see. And what it does is it has like a little bubble that shows where your camera's aligned. So make sure that you're leveled. Here's a good image of it. So you want these bubbles to be right between these lines here. This way your photos are aligned. This way they're not crooked at all. And if your photos get crooked by a little bit and you do it, and you have to level it out, digitally when you edit, then it takes away some of the image. This helps prevent that. So something I recommend. Now for tripod, especially for a beginner, I highly recommend finding something that you don't want to really cheap out on a tripod. You want something that's going to be good. You don't want like a tripod that's going to give out on you and then it breaks your almost $1,000 camera, right? For me, when I started out, I do like this brand, NEEWER, Newer, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're not a sponsor or anything. I'd like them to be, but for affordability and reliability, they hit the sweet spot. So I would recommend this for like a good budget-friendly one, because over time you're gonna want like a nice, super durable tripod that costs like over $100. Like you'll notice the difference. They don't feel as flimsy. But I mean, this one was pretty good, and I've used this ball head when I first started out, so it's a pretty good ball head. It's not like what I recommend, because I used it. Oh, I think you can see in the background that one. That's the Benro. I'll show you. I think I got it up. And I don't think that's not my main tripod. I have like 4 tripods. But this is what I recommend for like a budget-friendly tripod. I know I mentioned like this gear head, like this ball over here. I do recommend that you want to replace this over time, because I would recommend like really putting in the money to something like this. This is like this Benro. It's like it's a breath of fresh air when you're trying to get those tiny little adjustments in there, without overdoing it. It's so fine. It's sweet. I think you see it. Yeah, it's right there. I love this thing. It was such a breath of fresh air. So I'll put the link on this too, so you can get on your Amazon. There's a used one for $200. I'm sure that's great. There are some knockoffs. I don't know if you want to cheap out on these knockoffs. Oh well, Benro has like one for $340. It's different though. Interesting. Maybe if they send me one over, I'll do a review. And this company newer has one too. Interesting. I've never used it though. I just went straight to basically my mentors who've had this. I'm sure you've seen a lot of YouTube videos. People have this. It's worth it. So gearhead I recommend as well. So now I just showed you, the camera you should start out with, the lens you should start out with, the tripod, and of course this gearhead. Those are basically those four will get you working right away. And then once you have, get your first client and stuff, and then you take the pictures and then you go home and edit them, however you edit them. But this will lead me to my sponsor today. If you want to edit those photos better, this is Auto HDR. It's a fantastic way to get those AI. It is generated by AI, but it makes the editing look so good, way better than I could ever accomplish. So this is what Auto HDR looks like. It's very simple, and there's just a spot where you drop your entire workload basically. So like, let me show you for an example. Like I have here is that was too big. Like some of the raw photos, right? I do bracket of 3 photos. If you do 5, that's your personal preference, and no argument there. It's subjective. It's good either way. But of course, I have my underexposed, normal, and overexposed photos, and and I just drop the entire workload on there, and then it just identifies it, and then it edits the photos themselves. And then let me just show you what the end results are. Like, look at let's take a look at like this is a good example. This photo here. This is the underexposed, normal, and overexposed, right? Wow, my normal and underexposed. I don't know why it does that, but this is what the final results looks like here under complete. And it makes it so crisp. Like, what's great about this is that it does very good window pulls. It takes away any like blue and unnecessary yellows off the white walls. It removes, it just makes things so crisp. And like, for me to edit something like this, it's going to take me a while. And if you're willing to pay an editor out there to do this and wait a few hours, maybe an entire day to get the photos back, because the pricings on these, like, you can get pricing of like around like 53 cents a photo, right? If you're willing to pay for the 500 photos a month. But if you don't do that much work, they have one where it's like basically 50 photos a month, which is basically like 2 jobs, really. 57 cents a photo, still really good, especially if you're starting off. So it's something I highly recommend to do. Send over your work for editing purposes. If you want to try a free week of Auto HDR, I will provide a link in the description below. They are a sponsor, so because you go through me, it gives you a free week. You can't just go straight to their website. They don't have a promotion like that. But if you go through me, free week, just to see how you like it. I promise you're going to love it. I still use it for my real estate photography. It's just awesome to use. Now, when you plan to upgrade, I've always had a vision of like, what's my next camera? Like when I first started out, I used, a camera similar to the R50. But I upgraded, but I always kept an eye out of my upgrade. I don't recommend that if you're starting out to get this camera right away. I believe that you should prove to yourself that you're able to earn a revenue, earn money, go out there, hustle, make money, and then upgrade. It's more gratifying. I'm sure you might be one of those people who can buy this camera right away, the Canon EOS R50 Mark III. It's an awesome camera. But if you get it right away, you kind of lose a little bit of the hustle spirit. Maybe you can still hustle and you probably have the means, but I'm one who just likes to preach that, like, start bare minimum. you got to be hungry and you got to earn something like this. Like this is like a promotion. You got to earn it. You know, this way you feel more gratified, more fulfilled. So this would be a great upgrade. I'll leave the again this link below, but it's totally worth it. And of course, once you've gotten that camera, this is going to be the lens you're going to want with it. This Canon RF-16 through 28mm. It's an f2.8 stop. It is so good. Yeah, it's expensive. You know, a lens that's over $1,000. But man, when you finally upgrade and get these two, like life is so much cooler. Like it's not like you can't do great photos with the R50 and the other lens, but this. For you personally, it just feels so gratifying. Like it just feels like the next level. You can with this lens, you can add it to this camera, the RS Mark III body. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is meant for like not full frame, so it kind of like reverts back, but it's still, you know, when you upgrade yourself, get this body, and then you might still work with this lens for a little bit, and then work your way to get this lens. But, you know, this is like the thing you want to have in like your wish list or something, like to keep you motivated that like one day I'll get this camera. I just got to hustle a little bit more, get a lot of jobs done, save money on the side. You know, maybe like every time you do a job, 10% of the money goes to the new camera fund and new lens fund, new gear fund, which, you know, it's something I similarly do. It's really worth it. So this is something that you want to keep an eye out for. Now, I just provided you with like the camera you may want to consider starting out with, and the lens and the tripod and things to upgrade to, like a new gear head. The Brenro's really good. I highly recommend it. If they're not a sponsor, you can probably see it in my background. And that RS Mark III Canon is so sweet. It's an awesome camera. Plus the lens that it comes with is really good. Is a future upgrade to spoil yourself with once you progress in your career. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people who have differing opinions of like what camera to start out with, which is okay. I'm happy to hear them. Like, I want to look over, have an idea of what people tried before. What did you use before? Again, this is like a Canon specific video, so if you're not Canon and you're just going to go with your whole loyalty of Sony and Nikon, I mean, you're kind of a troll at that point. But I want to hear some, constructive comments in below, like what you started out with. I mean, there's going to be so many different cameras out there that you can use to start out with. Try to go with budget friendly. If you have a different budget friendly setup, please let me know that's Canon. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you had value out of this, please let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until the next video, thanks. Bye.